Hello again, my name is Casey Printers, and I'm the creator of the Drama Action Network. This is part 3 of our installment of How to Become an Actor, and today we're going to tackle the questions of scene work, dramatic pieces, love scenes, kissing scenes, comedic scenes. We're going to tackle how to prepare for a scene so that when you walk into this scene, you're full of life, and this scene is snappy, it's alive. I'm going to let the actors go ahead and do the talking because we've done this for the third time now, and I want you guys to get as much information as you can. I'll talk to you guys as soon as we're done. Thanks for watching.
That's the hardest for me, a crying scene, I will say. I'm actually a big crybaby in real life, but for some reason in acting, as you can tell, I'm also cheesy. I smile a lot. And in acting, I get kind of nervous about the crying scenes because I do want it to come from a genuine place. Like, I don't want it to be a fake crying, you know? So if I have enough time to really, like within, filming, sometimes you gotta go quick, right? But if I have enough time, I really like to take the time to get to that place, if I can, of some heartbreak, some real true heartbreak that you felt, because we've all had that, you know? And if you can remember that moment within the moment of the scene, then you can bring that emotion to what you're doing in the work. I'm just calling to say I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know I overreacted. And I'm glad. I'm glad you told me that you're a spy.
I just put myself in the scene. I don't know how else to say. Literally put myself in that scene. When I'm shaking, I'm really shaking. I'm scared. I know that somebody is outside of that door. And so I'm actually I'm feeling that moment. You have to be present when you're acting. You have to be present, you have to be in the moment, and you have to take on, you have to take on the emotion and the energy of what's going on around you. So I don't have like a step by, and then I sit back, and then I look at the chip. It's just I'm in the moment. I'm in the scene, and it's real to me at that particular moment. And when he says cut, I'm like laughing and joking with Wes and Nick and having a good time.
Well, a love scene is very similar to being in a dramatic scene. It's very similar to being in, you know, different types of scenes where you're playing happy, mad, glad, sad, any type of emotion. That there are 13, 14 different emotions, right? Yeah, so 13 different emotions. If you can play love, um, love is something that comes from, again, knowing who you are. So if you know who you are and you felt love, if you've ever felt love, then you can play love. So if I've ever loved something in my life, whether that be a game, whether that be a person, whether it be a place, really it's just substituting what that person, place, or thing is into this person that I'm looking at. So if I am, again, taking the script and I'm filling in the white, I'm taking substitutions from the past, this person that I met, this place that I met or saw or was at, and I'm able to substitute it, and I'm now delivering everything that I feel for that person, place, or thing to this person that's right across from me. And I have to believe it. 1,000% of the way. Because if you don't believe it, then the audience won't believe it. So if I love you, if I tell you that I love you, I'm taking it from a place that I felt the most love for. And I'm bringing that out and I'm internalizing that thought. I'm taking pictures from being in that place that I was at, and I'm throwing them into my mind, looking at them right before the scene starts. And I'm filling myself up with all this love. And then I just explode it out onto this person when they say action. That is what I think any scene that you're doing requires. It requires for you to come in fully loaded. John Lacey is another coach of mine, and he would always say, never come into the scene empty. And the way that you don't come into the scene empty is that you take things that you've been through and you fill yourself up with it. So if it's love, it's somebody that I really love. Somebody that you take pictures that you've seen of them. Some people actually pull out pictures, look at those pictures, and they smile. They're feeling love, and then they say action, and then they come right into the scene. And so it's really finding the essence of what you've been through, what you've seen, and bringing it into your world right before they say action, and you are playing, I'm loving you, even though I'm thinking about when I was in, Jamaica. I'm thinking about when I was in, this happy place when I scored the game-winning touchdown, or I threw the game-winning touchdown. The jubilation that I felt from that, I'm now throwing it on you. That's how I would play love. That's how I would play hate. That's how I would play anger. It's the same kind of deal.
How you doing?
Doing as well as I can do. This is our favorite place.
I'm sorry for your loss.
I miss it.
I'm in a project called The Spy, and fantastic project. It's got a lot of good actors. The guy who wrote my character, Casey Printers, did a hell of a job with the backstory of what this guy had gone through, which gave me a great sense of what I needed to build with this character. And what I was talking about before is this character is so deep, is so damaged for all that he's gone through. I mean, you're talking about a guy who was, he's an elite CIA agent, but here he's going through so many different things in his life. I mean, from being captured and tortured, and turning against the CIA, then to be turned back and be on the CIA side, had his family killed right in front of him. That is very deep. So how do you reach for that? That character doesn't have a lot of emotion. He has trouble loving. It's tough for him to love. Tough for him to have a warm feeling. Because all that he's hardened. He's seen it all. So how do you get there? How do you develop that? You have to really deep down inside. In my case, I had a lot of life experiences for about 6, 7, 8 years or so that I went through, which is what finally got me to get back into acting. But it was very simple. I saw certain parallels that I went through, which helped me to bring the character and Casey's words to life. And he's a very nothing phases the guy, and that's not an easy character to play. It's somebody thinks it's just so easy, but you have to have a depth there. Because otherwise, you were saying lines. You were putting her in the way of our world. It's not a very smart thing to do. This job requires you to be on the move. You can't have anything holding you back.
There's nothing holding me back.
You're making a big mistake. You're putting an innocent girl in danger because of you being selfish.
One of the things that's really important about a love scene is trust. And it depends on the level of the love scene. Is there, a moment of intimacy, or is it just, I shouldn't say just, or is it, when these characters are falling in love? So I think that one of the things that you can do to really help establish the truth in the love scene is really try to spend some time with your counterpart to really get to know that person on a more personal level. What makes them tick? What makes them feel loved? There's a really interesting book that I read before called The 5 Love Languages, and people express and receive love in different ways. And so when you know a little bit something, a little more about the person that you're working with, you can maybe do little subtle nuances that would express love to that person in a way that maybe somebody else wouldn't pick up on. But that person's going to receive it and therefore make their reaction to you a little more organic and expressive, so that there's always a give and take between your partner and yourself, and that you can trust each other with it, and you can really go to the truth of what that particular love scene is requiring of you.
Agent Bond! You know, I hate wasting time. What have you done since we spoke?
Nothing, Mr. Boyoff. We tried to...
We don't have time for trying, Mr. Vaughn. This problem has to be stopped now.
We just can't go around killing special agents. The United States has to act with diplomacy.
Diplomacy. Your country is barbaric. You keep the plan.
Do what you have to, or explain to the American people how another dead body is linked to your agent.
Well, first you got to read the scene. We read it over a bunch of times. And you see what the scene is telling you. What do you want from that actor? What do you want from those actors? Those characters, I should say. What does my character want from that character? That's the most important. So find your objective. Once you get your objective of what you want, you stay on that. As far as, there's a lot of people, they'll use substitution for getting prepared for a scene. Substitution meaning if you haven't gone through a lot of life experiences, you've got to reach for something, you got to be emotional. The scene requires emotional. Say you lost your girlfriend or your wife and she got killed. Then you got to tell her parents. Well, how would you feel? You're not going to come in and say, "Hello, Mom and Dad. I got to tell you, Jennifer just got killed." It's not real life. You have to be truthful in that circumstances. So how do you do that? You have to reach down deep and feel what that character would feel if they lost somebody who meant so much to them. So substitution with somebody who needs substitution, a newbie, if somebody's new into acting. Think of something that's real close and personal to you. You take that and you substitute that, how you would feel if either you lost somebody who was close to you, you know those feelings, so you draw back to those feelings. Like if it was one of your parents, your grandparent, brother, mother, sister, friend, dog, anything that's really, really close to you.
Crying is something that exposes vulnerability, and it's also a release. And so for some people, to cry is a sign of weakness. For others, it's a sign of strength. And so it depends on, again, what the subject matter is. You can cry when you're happy. You can cry when you're sad, obviously. And the thing about crying is some people say, oh, you can cry, okay, cry, just put it on display or something like that. But really, it's about searching the truth in your heart and in your spirit as to what is required. And whether that emotion is, I'm crying because I'm happy, or I'm crying because I'm sad, or I'm crying because I'm frustrated and I'm angry and I don't want to lash out at this person in a negative way. So therefore, I'll just cry to release this frustration and this anger. It really requires you to be truthful at all times. And so you have to be able to allow yourself the liberty to be able to bring that emotion to the surface. And also sometimes it means that you bring it to the surface, but you don't let it out. So, because let's face it, sometimes you got the ugly cry, and the ugly cry is really scary. And most people are afraid of the ugly cry because you got the snot running out of your nose and all of that. And it's not pretty on camera, but that's real life. And so, the ugly cry is really a truthful moment, but in acting and in, the world of film, not everybody wants to see the ugly cry. So again, it's that balance of what is required of you in the moment, and then being truthful to what the character is going through.
Well, first of all, I would want to have like a conversation about boundaries, because I think boundaries are important. I've been in situations where the person thought, well, we're doing this, then I could do whatever I want to you and touch you wherever I want. And I think that it's appropriate to establish boundaries of like, are you comfortable with this? Are you comfortable with me kissing your neck? Are you comfortable with me kissing your lips? Are you comfortable with X, Y, and Z? So that's first and foremost. Because a lot of times you get on set, you don't know that person, it's a stranger, you're thrown into this situation where you got to act like, I love this person, I'm madly in love with this person, and now we've got to make love. And you got to kind of establish the boundaries first, kind of get to know each other as fast as you can, because there's not a lot of time sometimes. And then you go from there. And then you connect, you try to connect with that person as if you try to connect with that person as if you are in love with that person, to make it real. All of that blood. I hope to God.
Hey, he's okay. There was nobody. He's okay. Trust me, he's okay. Trust me.
What the hell are you doing? What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry,
No, we're just friends. We're just friends. That's all we're ever gonna be.
So there you have it, guys. As you can see, our actors many of them have their own way of thinking when it comes to scene work. All of our actors are trained, so they have definitely been schooled in the ideas of acting and how they should go about it. But then, again, once you dive into the work, you start to come up with your own type of way of dealing with scene work and scene study. So there you have it. There you have it. All of that information is on the line. Again, this is installment number 3. You guys can go back and check out number 1 and 2 if you'd like. Please look, like, and share this information and subscribe to our channel, as we're going to be giving you more and more information when it comes to acting. This is what we love. All of these actors are passionate about this art, and we're just going to give you as much as you can handle. And we would appreciate the questions and comments and likes and shares and all of those things that will help other people to become good at what they do. Thank you guys for watching, and we're going to be dropping a lot more information soon, so just stay tuned, okay? See you soon.